Hey guys, it's EXO Toriyama and I'm back with another video. That was such a basic YouTube intro. Just get used to only seeing my hair this long the next probably one video because I'm cutting my hair next weekend. Like, if you follow me on my socials, you know I've been debating on whether to cut my hair or not. I don't know. I think I'm gonna cut it. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. Oh wait, let me plug in my headphones. Okay, here we go. We got my headphone thingy, so I'm gonna put it on my necklace. I hope it's not like a muffled sound. It's probably really loud right now. Hold on. Lord Jesus. What is going on? I can't see. Whenever I was gonna put in my headphones, but my phone was on 4%, so you're just gonna have to not be able to hear me that well because my voice is soft. I'm sorry. Dang. Anyway, so this is a story time about how I got finessed, scammed, robbed by a motherfucking crackhead. And it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. But I mean, hey, every player gets played once, you know. So I had just moved from Kansas to Alabama. I've moved between Alabama and Kansas like a billion times my whole life because, like, girl. So yeah, but I think I've lived in Alabama more than I lived in Kansas. But at the same time, I don't really know, so I don't know. But anyway, so I had moved from Alabama to Kansas, or from, see, I get confused. I moved from Kansas to Alabama because I graduated high school in May 2017, and so I didn't want to go to college because, like, I just didn't want to go to college. Like, most people don't want to go to college. And so, like, literally last minute, because I had got accepted to this one school called Southwestern College in Winfield, Kansas. And like, I had really good scholarships and stuff, and so, like, I was enrolled and everything, but, like, I wasn't really feeling it because, like, it was like 3 hours away from home, and it was just like, I don't know. But literally, because I was like, okay, even though I'm enrolled and I enrolled in all my classes and everything, like, I'm not going. And then I remember specifically it was August 9th is when the freshmen moved in, and I was like, I'm not going. And then August 8th, I was like, okay, maybe I'll go. So we literally had to pack everything like in one day, and yeah, so I don't know why I ended up going, but I did. And so yeah, I was there for a year, for one semester, and I mean, I liked it. It was pretty cool. Actually, it was living in the dorms. I had a roommate. She was cool or whatever. She's engaged. I'm jealous. Congratulations though. And oh my god, I had my first kiss there by this guy named Jordan. I know he only wanted to touch me where I pee. He was a boy though. I knew he was a boy. I was stupid. And yeah, he got a kid now. I was like, wouldn't let that happen to me though. Anyway, so yeah. And then before I had went to college there, my dad was telling me how I could go to school for free, but only in the state of Alabama because, like, his GI Bill thing, he was in the military. And for some reason it didn't work out, so I ended up going to that college instead. And he was like, well, at least you got what you wanted. And I'm like, why did you say it like that? Like, trying to make me feel bad for staying in Kansas, because I didn't even want to go to Alabama, like. And so one thing after the other, I finally got accepted at the college, and the college in Alabama is called UNA. It stands for University of North Alabama. So I went there. I was like, fine, I'll go. I mean, it's free. Like, I really didn't want to go because I was happy there, and I regret going to Alabama. I regret it. I'd probably be graduated by now at that other college if I didn't go to Alabama. Like, Alabama was a big mental strain. Like, I was so unhappy there. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, I regret it. Like, if I could go back in time, I probably would not have moved there, because I wouldn't be a failure and I would have a degree by now, and I would have friends, and I wouldn't be hanging on by a thread and mentally unstable. I mean, I have moments there, but at least I have friends, and yeah. Anyways, besides my regrets, so boom, I'm in Alabama. I moved there, and I remember like the first semester there, I had switched my major because I was taking biology or marine biology at the college in Kansas. I switched there. I switched to criminology because like I was always in the library when I was in Kansas at that college, and I would read a bunch of like criminal books, like serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff, and I was like, this is interesting. I want to be like a FBI agent, because I kept watching Criminal Minds too, so that didn't help. So yeah, I had took astronomy, not astrology. Astrology is for you zodiac weirdos. Astronomy is like the stars, galaxies, planets, all that. Criminal Justice 101. I think I took trig. No, I didn't take trigonometry. I took, girl, I don't even remember. I was just taking classes. But yeah, so my astronomy class, I really liked that class. Like, it was really cool. The teacher, he was cool as like, if you looked at him, you would think he was just like a random like homeless person. But he was cool, like, because, you know, he had like long, really thin, long hair. He looked like he wasn't taking care of himself. He was kind of busted, but he was my favorite teacher at that college, and he probably still is my favorite teacher at that college today. And yeah, so for our final, I guess you could say, but we had like for 4 months of a head start. You had to pick one project. It was like write about a newfound star, print off these papers and like glue them together so it forms like a satellite, like a 3D paper, like a 3D origami satellite thingy. Or you can go to the Huntsville Space and Rocket Center and take a bunch of pictures and describe each picture, and it has to be at least like 20, or do this or do that. And I was like, ooh, I want to go to the Space and Rocket Center because like I just wanted to go. It was cool. And I was like, ooh, and this is a perfect excuse to get a camera. I could use my phone. It would have been cheaper, but I've been wanting a camera for a while anyways, for YouTube, like a good camera, but they're expensive. And we weren't, you know, boiling like that. I was living with my mom. We weren't boiling like that. And my dad, he would give me money while I was in Kansas. He had like a little prepaid card, and he put money on it, like, here. So yeah, and then but anyways, I'm in Alabama. I need a camera. And I was like, okay, like, Dad, can I get a camera? And he was like, not a new one, you get like a used one. So I was like, okay, cool. I went on Facebook Marketplace, and I was looking at cameras, and I was like messaging people, and I'm like, hey, is it still available? Yada yada yada. And so I saw this one camera, and I was like, ooh, this is cute. Like, it was a little vintage camera, like real cute, real old school. And it's like a rare camera, to be exact, and I had it, and she was selling it for like $50. So I was like, okay, boom, because my dad was like, I'll give you, I think it was like $100 for a camera, 100 or 150, I can't remember. And so I was like, ooh, look at this vintage camera, I'll just get like another camera to the side, but he ain't gotta know because he's just giving me money. So I saw this one camera. It was a Canon camera. It was really good condition. It was like $80. Was it 80? Because, okay, the vintage camera, that one was 40, I think. And then I saw that Canon camera, and I think it was, okay, then it had to be 60, because it was $100 that my dad gave me. So yeah, so $100 total. So I'm like, okay. I messaged a lady about the vintage camera, and I was like, hey, is this available? And she's like, yeah. And so I got confused because the Canon camera, not the vintage one, but the Canon camera, a different lady was selling it than the lady that was selling the vintage camera, but they had the same first name. So I got confused, and I thought the vintage camera lady was the Canon camera lady. But I asked her, the vintage lady, let's call her Crackiana because she's like a crackhead. So Crackiana, she was like, yeah, this vintage camera is available, it's $40. I was like, all right, cool. So I know you're selling the Canon camera, mind you, remember I said the Canon camera. Can I get that too? So like it's $100, like $100, it's even $100 bill. And she's like, yeah, for sure. When can you meet? And I was like, let me ask my dad, because I can't meet people by myself because people are crazy. So I was like, hey dad, can you go with me to meet this lady to buy these cameras? And he's like, yeah, I'll go with you. So boom, the day comes that we're supposed to go get the cameras, right? So I was like, hey dad, can you come with me? I'm gonna go meet the cameras. He's like, oh, just go by yourself, I'm tired, I don't want to go. And he was the same person telling me not to meet people by myself. And I was like, And my brother couldn't go with me because he was at work. So I was just like, whatever, man, like, whatever. So I go and we're meeting at a Walmart, right? In a Walmart parking lot. Pause. If you're going to meet people off the internet to buy something, make sure it's not in like a really like packed area like a Walmart parking lot, because first of all, Walmart is filled with weirdos. Like if you go on the internet and you see people acting an ass in public, it's more than likely a Walmart. So people can act an ass and nobody's gonna give a damn. So make sure you meet somewhere like a parking lot of a like a gas station, a nice gas station, because if there's some weird stuff going on, people are going to be like, this isn't Walmart, so this is kind of weird. Or make sure you meet in front of inside of a Pizza Hut, girl, something where you have witnesses. So yeah, anyway. So I'm like nervous as heck because like the lady's picture, she looked kind of like she looked like okay, before I moved there I was really nice. Like I had a nicer mindset, but now the inside of my head with these big ass forehead is holding in a lot of evil thoughts and like a lot of mean things, and I'm like, dang brain, like why are you saying these things about people? But she looked kind of like she had a rough past, like maybe a little methamphetamines, maybe a little pills, maybe a little alcohol addiction. She had a little something going on, but like she was trying to change, you know, like you know how old crackheads look when they're like changing their ways and like they've been clean for a while. Like that's how she looks. So I'm like, okay, she looked a little sketchy, just a little sketchy. But yeah, so I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot and I'm like really nervous because my dad was supposed to go with me, but he didn't. So yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna run inside Walmart real quick because like I needed to get something. I don't remember what it was, but then she texted me and she's like, hey, I'm here, where you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm walking to my car now. I'm in row like 9, I don't know. And so like while I'm walking to my car, there's this old beat up car. It looked like the Hulk smashed that like 4 to 5 times, dents everywhere, rusted seats. Like the inside of the car, like the material inside the seat was coming up. Like what? Like did the Wolverine like just go in your car and was like this? Like why was there a bobcat in the back seat? Like why are there so many like cuts and slices? Like I didn't understand. And it smelled like a skunk, like straight up weed, like marijuana. And I was like, oh no, like I'm about to get robbed. So yeah, so then the car, like I hear the car because it's like me, like it's loud, and I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, like this car is on this last life. But so the car like is pulling up beside me, and it's just like a black guy hanging, like his head is hanging out the window, and he kind of like DMX, but like a really cracked out DMX. Rip DMX, by the way. And he was like, hey, are you Tori? And girl, like I literally jumped and like my heart was beating so fast because I'm like, oh my god, like who is this person? How does he know me? And I was like about to get my car, and he like stopped like right behind my car, and I was like, oh my god, who is this? I was like, I was so mad because my dad wasn't there with me. He was supposed to come with me. He didn't go. Like, how you gonna send your daughter to meet a stranger by herself? That's not good parenting. But then I saw this white creature like lean in, and I was like, oh, okay, it's Crackiana. Woo. I was like, I don't know who this man is, but Crackiana's with him. She looked like she just hit a bowl of crack. It looked like she just lit up a spoon. Like, she was like, ooh, it looked like her skin was melting off her face, but it was skinny. She looked like she just left an audition for like a zombie off The Walking Dead. She looked like, ooh, like you know how meth heads have like them dents in their face, like they was picking at their skin. That's what she looked like. And she had meth mouth, because you know how meth mouth ain't got no teeth, so they'd be like it looked like this. She had a meth mouth. And I was like, ooh, I don't even know if I want to buy this stuff off you, because you probably got crack residue all up in it. But yeah, so she gets out of the car and she's all up in my face like this. Like, she's like, okay, yeah, here's the cameras, here's the bags. And I'm like, girl, back up, because I don't want no meth residue up in me. Like, because if a little spectacle of spit go in the corner of my mouth, I'm popping you in your like. She was close, like really close. And so yeah, she was like, oh, okay, here's the bag. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And like, I know, and I knew at the time too, but I know whenever you're meeting someone to sell something or buy something, look at the merchandise before you hand over the money, because you don't know if they scammed you or whatever. But I was so scared because like her boyfriend looked like a drug dealer, gun toting, pimping like crazy. He got about 3 felonies, 2 misdemeanors, attempted murder charge hanging over his head, and she had a crack needle in her back pocket. And I wasn't about to be like, you give me the wrong thing, just for them to shoot me, rob me, take the money, maybe kidnap me. So I was just like, okay, thank you. And I mean, Crackiana, she was nice, but she was just kind of sketchy. So I was like, oh, okay, thank you, thanks, bye. And she's like, okay, bye. And like, she jumped in that car so quick and they sped off. So I was like, okay. I'm still nervous, so I checked my bag. So the first thing I pulled out, it was the vintage camera. I was like, ooh, okay, yeah, it smelled like battery acid, just a little bit. So I don't know if like she did meth before she gave me the camera, or before she was meeting me. And then I just feel like too much weight in the bag, you know, like I feel too many wires. Like, I haven't even looked at it, but I could just feel like about 14 wires, this really bulky thing. And I was like, a Canon camera, because I'm talking about the little Canon cameras. I'm like, this weight isn't equaling X in this bag. So I was like, okay. I look in the bag. Why was there an old camcorder in the bag? Like, I'm talking like the very first portable camcorder that ever existed was in that bag. And I was like, no, this crackhead didn't. Crackiana. And this wasn't even a Canon, this was a Nikon. I think it was a Nikon. All I know is that it wasn't a Canon camera that I told her that I wanted, and then she said that she had. So I was like, I got. But good thing it wasn't my money, it was my dad's money. But yeah, I got. And I was like, okay, maybe Crackiana got confused. Like, maybe she was just like a little high and confused, and like she just hit the spoon, you know. So I was like, okay, maybe Crackiana, oh my gosh, you are so goofy. Like, come on, Crackiana. So I messaged her. I was like, hey bestie, I think you gave me the wrong camera. I was talking about the Canon camera, and gave me this old junky Flintstone mother camcorder, completely different than what I asked. And she was like, I gave you what you asked for. She was like, that's what you wanted, right? And I was like, no, I wanted this. And I sent her a screenshot of like the Canon camera that I had sent her. Okay, so I did take a screenshot of that Canon camera that I thought was hers, but I didn't put two and two together. But yeah, that's my fault. But yeah, she was like, well, I already spent the money or something like that. Okay, you better go get to the ATM. You better sell one of your crack rots and reimburse me. So she blocks me, y'all. I was like, Crackiana, girl, how are you gonna do this to me, Crackiana? Like, I look like I'm a little girl and you gonna do this to me? So I get home, my dad's like, oh, show me the camera. And I'm like, I was mad at him. No. So once I realized I had got and she blocked me, I called my dad. I'm still in the parking lot, y'all, and I told him what happened, and he was like yelling at me, and he was like, that's why you check what's in the bag before you buy it. That's why you said check. Why didn't you check? And he's yelling at me, and I'm getting frustrated, and I'm like, well, you said that you were gonna come with me and you didn't come with me. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, baby girl, I was tired and da. Like, I don't care if you were tired. Like, if I had kids, which I ain't having kids,
fuck them kids,
and they were meeting a crackhead, a stranger, and a crackhead, you never know. I don't care how tired I am. I'm gonna go, because I ain't letting that happen to my daughter or my son, and I'm not letting them get scammed or robbed or kidnapped, because sex trafficking is really real. And so yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, baby girl, I was tired, blah blah blah. I'll get you a camera. And I'm just like, whatever, because he would always say he's gonna do something. He never did it, which I'm not holding that against him, but dang, like, I was supposed to go to Paris by now. I was supposed to go to the beach multiple times. I was supposed to have a Jeep right now, like. And if you're watching this, I'm not being disrespectful, I'm just saying, like, don't say you're gonna do something if you're not going to do it, you know? Like, now I got trust issues, daddy issues, all kind of issues. Yeah, so I get home and I'm just like mad, and then my brother comes home and he's like, oh yeah, did you get those cameras? And I was like, she freaking scammed me, like da. She told me she had this camera, like I literally sent her a screenshot of it, and she's like, oh yeah, I have that, I'll meet you, we'll sell it. And like, yeah, so I was just like, what the heck? And so my brother, he's like laughing at me, and I'm just like, right now is not the time. Like, I'm really upset. Like, I was supposed to get a camera. I got the vintage camera, but I didn't get the Canon camera. I got this old 1974, like, we're surprising your dad at the airport who just got discharged type of like in the 1950s type of camcorder. And like, what am I gonna do with that? Like, it's gonna look like World War II footage. It's gonna look like security camera footage. Like, what am I gonna do with this? I'm not recording nothing with this. And the thing wouldn't even turn on. Like, I was like, okay, life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So I'm like, let me make some lemonade and see how this camera works. It didn't turn on. And I was mad, and like, because my brother was there and he's trying to help me. And yeah, I was just like, bro, what the heck? Like, I hate myself. I hate my life. I shouldn't move to Alabama. But yeah, I was so upset. And my brother, he's trying to make me feel better. He's like, it's okay, I got before everybody gets got, you know, da. And he was like, hey, maybe when they leave, they're getting a car crash, and instead of somebody helping them, they're just gonna laugh and like have a camcorder, be like, crackhead. And I was like, yeah. So that was the first and last time that I bought something from someone on Facebook Marketplace. I've sold hella stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I've made a good grand off Facebook Marketplace selling stuff. But yeah, so yeah. But when I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I got robbed. This crackhead held a gun to my head and was like, give me your money. And I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. So I just gave the crackheads my money. And yeah, just kidding. I didn't say that. But I did over exaggerate it a little bit. I was like, yeah, she had like a crack rock, she had like a she had a meth needle in her pocket and was like, give me the money. And yeah, that's what happened. I'm just kidding, that didn't happen either. But you know, it felt like that, like, you know, in the heat of the moment, how it's like your fight or flight. I didn't fight or flight, I just got robbed. But yeah, so more of the story, don't move states and then take astronomy and then go buy a camera and then get robbed by a crackhead, meth head, dope fiend. If you're going to meet someone online to sell something or buy something, make sure you have someone with you. I don't give a mother effer if you are 30, 40, 50. Still have someone meet with you or go with you. I've only ever had someone meet or go with me to meet someone once. I think my brother went with me to sell shoes once, but the other 50 times I went by myself. I guess I'm lucky. But yeah, so I love that vintage camera though, and it's actually worth a lot more than what she sold it to me for. But I'm gonna wait a little bit, because you know how them weird like indie kids, how they're just all into like vintage this, vintage that. So I'm gonna wait a couple years. I'm like, boom, for sale, starting bid $4 million. So, and CRACKHEAD ain't gonna see a cent of it. She's probably in jail right now, or she's probably dead. I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Be safe out here. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah. And if you're battling drug addiction, me too. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do drugs. If you're battling drug addiction, please go get help, because not only are you hurting yourself, you're hurting others and the ones around you. And you know, I have family members who are addicted to drugs, alcohol, and it's really sad watching them from afar. And it's just like, you're wasting so much time of your life. Like, yeah, it might only be a couple years to you, but within these years you could have been doing something amazing or better worth your time and energy. And battling drug addiction is sad. So anyways, thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Goodbye.